final spring training game on CSN for the world champion Cubs from Houston, Texas. From inside Minute Maid Park in downtown Houston, we put a wrap on spring training. Opening night just 2 days away in St. Louis, and spring training baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by Canals Auto Park. Great to have you with us. Jim Deshaies, Len Casper. Cubs look for a split in this two-game series after dropping an 8-6 decision last night. Let's talk pitching. Kyle Hendricks will take the ball today. He will be the Cubs' fifth starter, but he could maybe be the ace of several staffs.
Yeah, to call him a fifth starter is a bit of a misstatement. He's certainly overqualified. The guy who led Major League Baseball in ERA last year. There are the numbers: 30 starts, 16-8 with a 2.13 ERA. Won Game 6 of the NLCS, started Game 7 of the World Series, fashioned a 2.38 ERA in the postseason. Has been really good for most of spring training. A little wobbly with his command last time out. Very windy day in Vegas when he made his last start.
And wouldn't it be fair to say that if you looked at all the things that went right for the Cubs last year, the starting rotation was the main thing?
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that those guys were able to take the ball pretty much every fifth day, 1 through 5 in the rotation all summer long, and that it's hard to do that. You look around Major League Baseball and that rarely happens.
So 4/5 of the rotation is back, and Brett Anderson, who pitched last night, will join that group. Joe Musgrove will pitch for the Astros as we get you set for Cubs baseball coming up on CSN. $90 Donruss Jim Deshaies card, mint condition. It can be yours on eBay for 68 cents.
I wouldn't give a nickel for that.
Well, I know it's good to be back here in Houston. It's good to start the season Sunday night in St. Louis as we look ahead to the first couple of weeks of the Cubs schedule. And the one thing you're going to notice, the Cubs have a lot of off days early.
Yeah, a lot of off days early. That'll help the pitching kind of settle in. The Cubs got off to a great start last year. That was a big part of the reason for their success, that blistering start. Competition pretty stiff here in the early going as we look at the first couple of weeks of the 2017 series, the opening the opening series with the Cardinals, and then the Dodgers come to town, the Pirates, an improved ball club, and Joe Maddon has really made that a point of emphasis this spring. Get off to a good start this year as they did last.
April 10th will be the home opener at Wrigley. It'll be rocking, and then April 12th, the ring ceremony before Game 2 of the home schedule. And a lot of Cub fans here in Houston as we get you set for the spring training finale. Kyle Hendricks for the Cubs, Joe Musgrove for the Astros, coming up right after the break. Welcome back inside Minute Maid Park. Cubs and Astros, and I think everybody's ready for opening night, and the Cubs will head to St. Louis after this one. Off day tomorrow, and then Sunday night, John Lester will face Carlos Martinez. The Astros actually will have the entire weekend off, which is a little odd, before they open the regular season Monday against the Seattle Mariners. Wilson Contreras handing in the lineup card today. And the roof closed today. I'm a little surprised, JD. It's a lovely day here in Houston.
Yeah, what's up with that? With my keen powers of observation, I'm just noticing that. I'm surprised. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's poor air quality or something.
8-6 the final last night. Astros a comeback victory. And a lot of times this last game, JD, and we're not going to see the veteran everyday players for the whole game, but you occasionally will see some early swings.
Yeah, that's one of those things that's always talked about in the clubhouse. Let's just get it over with. What I found, though, from year to year, most guys don't adhere to it because ultimately when they step into that batter's box, they want to have a good at-bat, especially the younger kids that come in behind the veterans later on in the ball game.
Here's how the Cubs will line up. Kyle Schwarber, the DH. He caught a little bit, played left last night. Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo with a long home run in Game 1. Ben Zobrist, the second baseman, will hit cleanup. Addison Russell, big night in his return from back issues. Jason Hayward is in right. Albert Almora Jr. in center. Miguel Montero is the catcher. And John Jay will play left and bat ninth.
Here are the Astronomicals defensively. Aoki, the veteran, will play left. George Springer's in center. Marisnik, good defender, he's in right this afternoon. Bregman, Correa, Altuve, and Marwin Gonzalez third to first. Evan Gattis is the backstop. And on the mound for the Astros this afternoon is a young right-hander by the name of Joe Musgrove. Made 10 starts for them last year. And in those starts, he was 4-4 with a 4.06. You look at his spring numbers, and they're really good. 3-0 with a 2.45. Fastball, slider, change, and curve. Has outstanding command. Very low walk rate for Musgrove throughout his minor league career.
Umpires Chris Siegel back of the plate. Eric Cooper, Adrian Johnson, and Sean Barber are on the bases. Final tune-up for the umps as well.
So it might be one and done for the position players for the Cubs here today, as in one at bat and then take it to the shower. We'll see. Joe Madden, talking about that yesterday, said, yeah, it might be just a little cameo appearance for these guys.
Cubs 12, 18, and 5 this spring. Astros 15, 14, and 3. And we're underway. 73 comfortable degrees inside.
I think that somebody just forgot to push the button to open the roof, is what I think.
That could be the case.
Responsibility that was, they just forgot. Musgrove, a big guy, 6'5", 230.
Ground ball, and it'll be played by Altuve. Musgrove covering. One away. Here comes the reigning National League MVP. So every year Chris Bryant wins a new award. Can they create another one for him this year? Or should he just win the MVP again?
Yeah, I think he's pretty much maxed out, hasn't he?
And he looks at a strike. Musgrove 6'5", 265, as you see the well-decorated Chris Bryant.
Yeah. Maybe they'll create a Nobel Prize for baseball excellence.
This is Altuve, the second baseman, and he's just able to get Bryant.
Hey, you may have been onto something with that early swing program. Hitters here attacking very aggressively in the first, but why not against a guy like Musgrove who does throw a lot of strikes, typically in the zone.
Rizzo hit a long home run last night. And that catches the outside corner. Musgrove is 24. He's from Southern California. 10 major league starts under his belt last year.
That could be a real key piece for them. Rotation depth has been a bit of an issue for the Astros the last couple of seasons. They're a team that figures to score a bunch of runs this year.
In the air the other way. Aoki camped under it. And a 1-2-3 top of the first. The Astros are coming up against Kyle Hendricks when we come back. Wrote out this lineup for his Astros today. Springer in center. Bregman at third, a day after his 23rd birthday. Altuve with an opposite field home run last night. Correa plays short. Josh Reddick had a huge night, as you see, 3 for 3 with a home run. Gaddis is going to catch today. Gonzalez, switch hitter, is at first. Marisnik in right, and Aoki, the left fielder.
Cubs defensively, John Jay plays left this afternoon. Almora Jr. is in center. Jason Hayward right. Bryant, Russell, Zobrist, Rizzo, and the veteran Montero behind the plate for Kyle Hendricks.
First pitch strike.
5 spring starts, 1-0 with the .216 for Kyle. He had not issued a walk until his last outing in Las Vegas when he walked 4. It was a very windy day. Just a little bit off in terms of his command in that ball game. Also got squeezed a couple times, I thought.
Bounce to the third baseman, Bryant, and he makes the play. No problem. So Springer is out. Here comes Bregman. 75 major league starts, plus a relief appearance for Kyle Hendricks over his first 3 seasons in the major leagues. He's got a career 2.92 ERA. Doesn't walk many. And he gives up fewer hits than you would think. 450 major league innings. He's only allowed 380 hits, so that's a great combination. You don't walk people, you don't give up hits.
Yeah, keep the ball in the ballpark. One of those guys he's so savvy. Really knows how to pitch to a situation. If he's looking for a ground ball, he'll attack a certain way.
Who wants it? Look out. Russell, usually the outfielder takes it, but John Jay peeled off at the last second. I don't know why, but today's the one day where you just the nerves, right? Careful.
Yeah, last day of the exhibition season. You hate to see a collision.
Jose Altuve. .818 hits over the last 4 years, leads the majors. First second baseman to win multi-batting titles since. Any guesses?
Joe Collins.
No. Hall of Famer.
Rod Carew.
Yeah, Rod Carew.
Two-sport athlete. He's a jockey in the offseason.
That's a strike. The other thing I like about him, he's comfortable with his height, because I think if he wore his pants like Hendricks does, he would look taller. Zobrist makes the catch. Am I wrong?
I would be proud to be this little guy that's doing all this damage in the big leagues. It's an incredible story.
Hendricks coaxes some more weak contact. Scoreless after 1.
Stay connected to the game's best players all season long with Game Day. Live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com. At Bat today, it's your #1 app for live baseball.
Pitcher and catcher talking it over.
Kyle rocking a new haircut.
Zobrist with a ground ball, backhanded by Altuve.
Another early swing.
Yeah,
from a guy
when
who normally doesn't swing early.
Yeah, when he swings at the first pitch, you know something's up. So, final day of spring training for many teams, and you've got is it the Cardinals and Browns? What do we got? No, they're playing one of their minor league affiliates today.
They should have put Memphis up there, or whoever it is.
I think they played Memphis last night, and they're playing their Double-A affiliate.
Maybe
today.
They're playing St. Leo College.
And I would look it up, but
who cares?
I don't feel like it.
Yeah, don't peak too early. We got a long season.
They're in Springfield, Missouri. And I didn't look it up. We have a good crew who pays attention. And 2-1 on Russell. Ground ball to the shortstop, Correa. And he'll get him.
4 outs on the ground for Musgrove. Is it me? Does Musgrove kind of look like Correa? Is there some similarities there?
Hadn't thought about it. Outside, 4-1. Musgrove will slot in behind Charlie Morton and ahead of Mike Fiers. Colin McHugh will start the year on the disabled list with arm fatigue.
Well, there's Carlos Correa, the young shortstop. I don't know. Maybe
similar facial hair.
Yeah. Built to have 2 eyes and a nose, I guess. Turn a look the other way, Joe. Both these pitchers, Musgrove and Hendricks, strike throwers who work quickly, and that combined with the aggressive nature of the hitters today could be a briskly moving ball game. It'll take 5 innings or so for each of these starters today would be the plan.
And he struck him out. First punch out for Musgrove. Early, nothing happening offensively so far.
legendary James Taylor returns to Wrigley Field on Monday, July 17th. And with him will be special guest Bonnie Raitt. Don't miss your chance to see this rock and roll Hall of Famer. Tickets are available now at Cubs.com/James Taylor. Len calls him JT. Got him on speed dial.
Here's Correa, the shortstop. And he looks at a strike. Kyle Gore, who follows us on Twitter, wants to know where the foul ball is that you caught last night. What did you do with it?
Gave it to a little guy that was right down below us.
Gave it to a kid.
Gave it to a kid.
Nicely done. Curve just missed the inside corner. Among the keys to Hendricks' success is a pretty important one, and that is getting weak contact, missing the barrel. And every so often, and you mentioned he doesn't give up a lot of home runs, but he'll throw a bad changeup and it'll travel 450 feet. But for the most part, off the end of the bat, maybe in on the hands. That's his MO. And you don't need big velocity to do that. You just have to be pretty pinpoint with your
location. Movement and change of speeds. There's enough separation between his fastball and his changeup, and the ability to cut that changeup away from a right-handed hitter is a fairly unique skill.
That's the first hit. And it'll bring up Reddick, who went 3 for 3. Single double homer last night. He's the DH today. Joined Houston on a 4-year, $52 million free agent contract. Fouled back out of play.
Reddick, part of a group of veterans that the Astros have brought in here to augment their young core.
Throw to first, close, but Correa just got back in safely.
Carlos Beltran now back in an Astro uniform. Brian McCann, the all-star catcher, also new to the club.
Three balls and a strike.
Well, Reddick took that pitch like he knew it was coming, guessing along with Hendricks. Red changeup pretty early there.
A little low for ball 4. This Kyle had some food poisoning, so was a little under the weather earlier this week, but feeling better. His first regular season start won't come until next weekend in Milwaukee. Now Evan Gattis reached base 3 times from the 9 spot last night.
Gattis, one of my favorite guys to watch. We've made the reference in the past to Sandlot Slugger, the old toy. Kind of a Neanderthal quality to his approach at the plate. Pounds that bat, no batting gloves, crouches down, says, "Let's go." Ooh. Pretty good looking pitch. Astros, they're not taking that swing early approach. Being pretty patient here. Triple plays in order, by the way. Haven't seen one all spring. Who's the home plate arbiter today?
Chris Siegel.
Is he a big league umpire? Or I don't recognize him.
We've had him before.
One of those up and down guys, maybe. So this is where a guy like Hendricks, you gotta stay committed to your plan, especially with the dangerous hitter in the box. You just don't want to throw him a 3-1 cookie. Got us hit 32 home runs last year, and you see good evidence of why Hendricks is so good: the ability to get back into the count without throwing the aforementioned cookie. Nothing over the middle of the plate, thigh high. Continue to work the bottom of the zone, work corners. Every now and then he'll elevate a fastball, catch a hitter by surprise. They're setting their sights down for the most part against him.
Popped him up. Zobrist is out, and he'll make the catch.
Hendricks, the best ERA in Major League Baseball, 2.13, hit a .132 at home, 168 after the All-Star break. Number one in all those categories. First Cub to lead MLB in ERA since Bill Lee in 1938. See on that graphic the way his hand was turned over?
Yes.
All pitchers, no matter what pitch they throw, ultimately will pronate. Your hand will rotate inwardly like that, even if you're throwing a breaking pitch where the initial delivery is the other way. And that's why I talked about that cut changeup he throws. He refers to it as the delayed pronation changeup. So he holds on to the pitch as long as possible to prevent that rollover until the very end, and that's what allows him to cut that changeup away from a right-handed hitter.
One strike on Marwin Gonzalez. Signed with the Cubs back in 2005. Taken in the Rule 5 by Boston, but then the same day they moved him to the Astros. I believe a prearranged deal prior to 2012 as he fouls out to Bryant.
He might be their longest tenured guy.
Yeah, you might be right. Hendricks trying to escape. First two guys reached, and remember he went 2-0 on Gaddis. A couple of pop outs later. And here's Jake Marisnick. That's a strike. I think Altuve
preceded him a little bit.
Has him by 1 year. Foul tip. Just got a piece of the bat. 0-2 the count.
Jason Castro, the catcher, who was a mainstay here for a number of years, has moved on. He's a Twin now.
Did he find his long lost sibling?
Racer X.
Correa at second, Reddick at first, and the pitch. Called. Strike three. First strikeout for Hendricks. 2 in the books. Cubs nothing. Astros nothing. CHN. We're on the brink of the postseason. The Bulls head to New Orleans to try and score the last spot in the playoffs. Coverage starts at 4:30. The Bulls pregame live, presented by Coors Light and streaming on the NBC Sports app. Okay, I have a question for you. Are you a New Orleans, New Orleans, or New Orleans kind of guy?
Hey, let's jump in the car and go to New Orleans. I guess that's what I am. I had to put in, or you could be a Nolans guy
Nolans,
too.
yeah.
Nolans.
Could shorten it to Nola.
Nola.
1-2 on Almora. So as set as this roster has pretty much been since we began spring training, Albert strikes out. Joe Maddon still has not unveiled his entire opening night lineup, and the one remaining question is who starts in center field. It'll either be Almora or Jay. It'll be a right-handed opposing pitcher in Carlos Martinez. So we'll find out in about 48 hours. Montero batting 8th in this one. Low batting average in spring training, but he's looked really good behind the plate.
Montero a little frustrated during the postseason last year. And he voiced some displeasure. So he and Joe Maddon had a clear the air dinner early in spring training. Everybody's on the same page now as to how he will be used. He says he just wants to win.
Now Jay, who's playing left. Well, we said it about John when he was a Cardinal, and I think Cub fans will feel the same. As time goes on, he wears well. Hits for average. Doesn't hit for power a whole lot, but good on base skills. Solid defensively. And into right. Cubs' first hit comes 9 batters in.
Yeah, and likely on most days, whether it's Jay or Almora, they'll probably be occupying the 9 hole in the batting order as long as Schwarber's leading off. Joe has indicated that he's likely going to hit his pitcher 8th.
Jay with a pretty big lead, not running as Schwarber takes ball 1.
Albert has had an outstanding spring. Does not qualify as a rookie. Just missed too many games or plate appearances last year.
One and one. Doesn't always happen this way, but when you hear about a platoon, you have guys who are going to share time. John Jay understands. I mean, he's a decade older than Almora. That Almora could earn more playing time with solid performances, but They have a Miami connection. That's where Jay went to college, and Almora was going to go to Miami before he signed with the Cubs. So they've known each other for quite some time, and I really think it's going to be a real supportive tandem out there. Ball hit hard on the ground. There are three guys between first and second, but nobody able to make the play as Schwarber just hit it right through the shift. So when we say beat the shift, I feel like that's what it should be, as opposed to going the other way. Yeah, because they shifted and you hit it right through it anyway.
Hit it so hard. Correa was just a couple of paces away from where that ball was hit, but it was hit so sharply he couldn't react in time to make a play on the ball. Maybe got set a little bit late.
Maybe an opposite field hit would be avoiding, eluding the shift. I don't know. Two and 0 on Bryant.
Well, the Astros, they shift on pretty much everybody in the infield. Outfield for Bryant, pretty much straight up.
Didn't mean to, and it's foul. Rich Dower. Two and two.
Man, does he look a lot like Carlos Correa.
Couldn't get him to bite. 3 and 2. Well, we were here last September. First time back in Houston in quite some time, but it bears repeating. I love that the Astros went back to their navy blue and orange days. The iconic Astros look. Runners go on 3-2, and we'll try it again.
Astros originally were the Colt 45s. They entered play back in 1962. They and the Mets joined the National League, built the Astrodome, changed the name.
Yeah, they originally had basically a smoking gun on their uniform. That would not play today.
No, as a matter of fact, I think they tried to wear a throwback uniform with that a few years ago, and it was denied. Or maybe they just decided not to go forward with it. They really embraced, the whole Space City relationship years ago in the Dome back in the day, back in the 60s. The grounds crew used to wear these astronaut uniforms. Come out and line the field. They used to vacuum because of the AstroTurf. They used to come out with a little vacuum and vacuum the turf around home plate.
Action time, and Bryant strikes out. Back-to-back 2-out hits, no runs. We are still scoreless from Houston.
Kyle Hendricks got into a little bit of a bind in the bottom half of the second. Allowed a hit and a walk. And then he just did what he does, continued to pitch, didn't panic, made quality pitches, and ultimately punched out Jake Marisnik looking at a fastball right over the outside corner. The professor leading the way. Hey, we got a new third baseman. That's Tommy La Stella.
Marichka Aoki takes ball 1. It's in there for a strike. And he went.
You know, we have this debate a lot about clutch hitting, whether it exists or not, whether there's such a thing as a true clutch hitter, a guy who always performs or performs at a real high level under pressure situations, more so than he would under normal conditions. Normally, I think most people come down with, well, yeah, there's such a thing as clutch hitting, but it's hard to define one player, a guy who's a clutch hitter year in and year out.
Almora chasing after it. Jay makes the grab. What a catch by John Jay. Wow.
That was a dandy. Worthy of a standing ovation. Thought that was going to split the gap with the extra bases for Aoki, but John Jay. Motion denied. Channeling my inner Bill Raftery here.
Here's Springer.
So anyway, Hendricks, kind of a clutch pitcher, and I guess the bottom line is it's guys who are able to control the moment when things are going bad. And I think that's what defines a clutch performance. Can you kind of stay in the moment, keep the heartbeat steady, not get out of your game.
So it's almost anti-choke more than clutch.
Yes.
Yeah. And he has talked about utilizing yoga for that reason. There are obvious physical benefits, but he said it's a lot about the breathing and that has helped him in stressful situations on the mound. Beat Clayton Kershaw to clinch the pennant. He was in there in Game 7 of the World Series. Lined into left. Springer. A 1-out single. And he will be lifted for a pinch runner. I believe that's Derek Fisher. Yep.
So Bregman, highly decorated amateur and professional as well, young player, tremendous upside. In 2010, sophomore, as a sophomore in high school at the age of 16, he became the first high school player to win the USA Baseball Player of the Year award. His junior year, he batted .678. Set a New Mexico record, hit 19 home runs. Great career at LSU. Leaning.
Got him. Kyle has one of the best pickoff moves of any right-hander in the game. And he just showed the young Derek Fisher that move.
Fisher with his hands on his knees, maybe a little bit late to react, and also took a little bit of a lean towards second base. But quick feet by Hendricks and a perfect throw.
Bregman out into right center. It is Jason Hayward, and that's it for the Astros in the third to the fourth. Still 0-0.
Ticketing offer. The MLB.com ballpark app is your free, secure, and convenient way to instantly access Cubs tickets via your mobile device. Download the app at the App Store or Google Play and begin using Ballpark today. For more information, visit Cubs.com/ballpark app.
Fisher stays in and plays center. And the 0-1 to Rizzo is low. I just came up with an idea. I hope you're cool with it. Your longtime partner Bill Brown is here at the park.
Yep.
I asked him to pop in for a half inning. You cool with that?
Sure. Bring Brownie
Dr.
over.
Brownie. Reminisce a little bit. He'll drop by, I think, in the next half inning. Rizzo chokes up with 2 strikes. It'll be Correa to get him. Musgrove has looked sharp. He's allowed just 2 singles, both in the third.
Yeah, he's been as advertised. Good fastball command and a lot of strikes.
Got hit hard, and that will benefit him as it lands in front of Fisher.
We're swinging first pitch again, and he's going to come out of the ball game now.
And 2 at bats, 2 swings. Yeah.
It's like Ian Happ will run for Zoe. Musgrove was drafted and signed by Toronto. He was a sandwich pick, number 46 overall in 2011, and then came to the Astros in a trade a few years back. Big, like 10-player deal. Matter of fact, David Rawlins, who's in the Cubs bullpen today, I believe was in that deal as well.
Good breaking ball, 0-2.
So they tore down Tal's Hill and replaced it with a seating area high above the batter's eye, and that's allowed that center field camera position to be centered pretty much right on home plate. So you get a real good look here in this ballpark.
Yeah, I agree. That is artificial ivy, I'm told, on the batter's eye wall. Be hard to get a lawnmower up there, wouldn't it? Cut around the logo.
Yeah, that would be a challenge.
Good take. 2-2.
Opened up a new taco spot there, Torchy's Tacos. They got a Shake Shack out there. And then that area down below, got a kind of a suite right there. Above the NittoTire.com sign.
Russell fans, 2 outs. 4 strikeouts for Musgrove. Love those batting gloves. Remember the ratty gloves we used to wear as kids?
Yeah, these guys wear new gloves every day.
Looks like he could go scuba diving with those later.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I don't think we had batting gloves when I was a kid. And I seem to remember getting my hands on a golf glove and wearing that to bat.
It's Almora on deck. Ball 4. That'll be it, I think, for Hayward. Yasiel Ballagert. So 2 on, 2 down. And it's Almora who struck out swinging in the 3rd.
Sweeping breaking ball, and a good weapon for Musgrove here today.
Ground ball, fair ball. Bregman got him. Oh my, what a play. Alex Bregman from deep in foul territory gets Almora.
Shades of Ken Caminiti from back in the day.
Brown in the hallway, and I thought, we'd be missing a golden opportunity if we didn't get J.D. and Brownie back together. How are you, Bill? Good to see you.
Great, Len. Good to see you, J.D. Always a
pal.
pleasure.
How you doing, pal?
I'm glad you guys were televising these two games. Give us a chance to talk a little bit.
Absolutely. Jose Altuve will lead off for the Astros, and he takes a strike. So over the last few years, you've cut back on your broadcasting. You might do a little fill-in work this year. But you're staying busy, which is good.
Yeah, and, it's a great era here, as you guys have seen with the way the Cubs have ascended. Just to watch the development of a young team and the same kind of track we hope that the Cubs have been on will be happening here in Houston. We've seen the improvement last year. Not quite what we were hoping for, but still just a wonderful time to come out to the ballpark every night.
We miss you being in the National League.
Yes.
I've always enjoyed coming here.
Oh, and those trips to Wrigley were so great for us too. Yeah, we do look back on those days very fondly.
Remember we had the Bizarro World Series when both clubs had 100 losses in the final weekend of the season in 2012?
Yes,
I think it was Brenly. I think it was Brenly that called it the Bizarro World Series.
Yeah.
Better days.
Yeah, much better, and very happy for you guys.
Nice play by Listella. We've seen some great defense in this one. I'm just going to let you guys talk, because I know
these boys are getting ready to play.
Baseball fans who haven't heard you guys together in a few years.
Well, Len, last night was such a fun game to watch with all the offense and all the good plays, and you're just kind of getting that feel for opening day now, right?
Yep.
With the intensity being notched up.
So we were talking off air. The Astros, the whole Biggio Bagwell era, things really bubbled up here and went to the 05 World Series. Seemed to be a lot of momentum. Then they kind of went downhill. I mean, attendance numbers the last couple of years, how's it been?
It's on the way back, and I think with the expectations this year, this should be another step forward, especially with the new players coming in, JD. There's that kind of excitement, and opening day is going to be a sellout, as it has been for years, so that's a good opportunity. With Seattle, a very strong team coming in to get an advanced look at what this AL West race is going to be like.
At Seattle club with certainly some Astro ties too, with Scott Service managing, Casey Candel's on the staff, Mike Hampton I think is the bullpen coach there.
Tim Hogar, like old home week when they come in here.
It's a foul ball. All right, Brownie, so tell us about your experience with the quirky left-hander. We saw you guys 18, 19 times a year, and we all got along very well. And when Bob Brenly left for Arizona, I thought, JD's kind of the left-handed version of Bob. And but you guys were so great together. Always one of my favorite tandems. And he'll throw a few things out of left field at you, won't he?
Yeah, he will. And I adopted the practice of laughing at his cultural references because I had no idea what he was talking about, but I felt that laughing would be appropriate at that time.
You bailed me out a lot because there were times when I'd go home at night, and I still do it. I do it in Atlanta. I'll throw something out there that in the moment that I think is funny or clever, and I'll lay in bed at night and go, "Did you really say that? How's that? Not a bad play."
But that's the beauty of doing baseball, and the fans, fortunately, are forgiving. And now you get these corrections on Twitter coming your way, right? Which is helpful because I didn't realize I messed that up. Thank you very much. We can get it right here.
Yeah, but that could be a little paralyzing too if you respond or to contemplate every single tweet that comes your way.
True.
And JD, you worked with Milo on radio originally, but to be able to work with a guy like Bill, with
goodness.
all the experience, I mean, just rock solid foundation. I know he helped you a lot.
Absolutely. I was just along for the ride.
No, we just really had a good time together, and that's the beauty of you guys are growing into that more and more every day too.
Brownie, always great to see you. We'll do this again down the road, okay?
Thanks, Len.
The great Bill Brown.
Good luck.
Thanks, Brownie.
See you, buddy.
Team Pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. Final day of spring training for these two clubs. Left-hander Tony Sipp will take over for Musgrove, who worked 4 scoreless, giving up just 3 hits.
Sipp, a veteran, 33 years of age now. Broke in with the Tribe back in '09. And an Astro since 2014.
Swing and a miss. Tyler White now at second, Reed Brignac at short, and J.D. Davis is at third.
So a lefty works from the extreme third base side of the rubber. Good swing of the bat by Montero.
Good at bat against the lefty.
Sipp's got a good changeup, and you have to be cognizant of that, and that means keep that front shoulder in, keep the head in, stay on the ball, and that's exactly what Montero does. Spoils a good pitch there. It's a leadoff knock.
Well, this would not be a great last name, the pitcher, for Harry to say backwards is no. That would not be a good.
No,
idea.
that wouldn't play.
No.
Jay, throughout his career, has handled left-handed pitching pretty well.
There's a base hit for Jay. Montero to second. So the Cubs have something going here in the 5th. 2 on, nobody out. Wilson Contreras will bat for Schwarber in the DH spot. Thanks again to Bill Brown for stopping by, and he's hanging out with the new television voice of the Astros, Todd Kalas, son of the late Hall of Famer Harry Kalas, and a longtime broadcaster with the Tampa Bay Rays. He'll work with Jeff Blum.
And Harry Kalas worked here decades ago, in the 60s. I believe it was his first major league job.
I haven't heard the call, but I read that Todd tipped his cap to his dad with his first home run call this spring.
Yeah.
That ball is out of here.
And I think there's some reference to Astro Orbit. I think was the call that Harry used to use when he was working here. And then everybody had a craving for chunky Campbell soup. Ouch. Take that throwing hand.
You know, one of the behind the scenes highlights of my career happened about 13, 14 years ago in Miami when Harry was with the Phillies. He came up to me in the booth and said, "Len, I've got an NFL Films voiceover to do tomorrow, and here's the address, but I'm just wondering how far this is from the hotel. Would you mind looking that up?" I said, "Harry, I would be honored." I think I gave him directions or whatever. So it was to do his weekly
yeah.
NFL highlights. He was a wonderful man.
Harry the K.
Yep. High hopes. 2-2 on Contreras. Gary Jones, a Cubs third base coach, cheating a little bit with the new rules that he's not supposed to be closer to home plate than that line, I think.
I'm guessing this is a rule that's not going to be enforced.
I think umpires are going to give guys a little leeway, especially early.
I'm not sure the reason for the rule. I'm assuming
the theory is the sign stealing, but that's. I mean, Jonesy can't, where he's standing, see the signs from Evan Gattis. He's trying to get the right angle with a guy at second coming around third. My guess is it'll be just don't abuse it. Sip over to cover the bag. It'll go 3-1. That was not really a move him over situation for Contreras, but at least it was a productive out.
Yeah, value in contact for sure. Put the ball in play, move some guys along. Yeah, you're right. That wasn't his intention, just to hit a meat ground ball to advance base runners, but a pretty good result and an opportunity for Listella to plate a couple here. So far, Sip has faced two left-handed hitters, and they both have base hits against him. And now we'll see if Listella can contribute. Infield in.
Cubs trying to break a scoreless tie. And a pitch to Listella. Ball one. Off the outside corner.
Stella's pretty patient, usually forces pitchers into the strike zone.
Three and one. It's Ken Giles, their closer.
Got a little of the Brad Lidge
He does.
goatee working out there.
Listella walks. Here comes A.J. Hinch, and he wants Giles to face Matt Caesar.
Yeah, not a good outing for Sip. Just couldn't get anything done against the left-handed hitters. Now the fireballer Giles will come into the ballgame.
We'll be back.
folks, on Monday, April 17th. Hey, that's right around the corner. Join the Cubs for the first ever industry night presented by Jim Beam. Restaurateurs, baristas, and concierge are encouraged to buy specially priced tickets for that game to receive a wooden coaster with a built-in bottle opener presented by Jim Beam. For tickets, visit Cubs.com/community nights.
Here's Ken Giles, 26-year-old right-hander, and as JD referenced, he throws hard.
Yeah, average fastball about 97 miles an hour for this big right-hander.
Bases loaded, one out. Matt Caesar looks at a strike.
15 saves for Giles last year, but he failed on 5 occasions. His first year in an Astro uniform. He had been with the Phillies. So the repertoire, along with the beard, reminiscent of Brad Lidge. Upper 90s fastball and a slide ball. Got a little the Goat Boy thing working from SNL back in the day. Jim Brewer, remember
Jim
Goat Boy?
Brewer, yeah. Two and one on Caesar. There's Ian Happ on deck. Here it is, outside, 3-1. See, now Giles backwards is ceiling.
Yes, it is.
The pitch, and it's fouled off.
What's Caesar backwards? Van, I'd like to buy a vowel.
Outside, and the Cubs lead 1-0 on a bases loaded walk to Matt Caesar. Here comes Montero. Still only one out now. Ian Happ.
Right man in the right place. Ian Happ has had a monster spring. And he will be headed to Iowa. Play for the Cubs, so chance to make a last impression here in spring training. And boy, look at those numbers. Batting better than 400, 5 home runs, OPS up over 1,200.
Oh, just banged Gaddis on the helmet with his backswing. Everybody's all right.
Ooh, didn't have to be.
1-2.
Could have been a shade low.
Well, I agree with you. And that ends up being a huge pitch because forces you to go out of your zone with 2 strikes.
Yeah, it creates a little anxiety. Big RBI situation. All of a sudden you're down in the count. Don't want to get rung up again.
That'll bring up Chesney Young. He tried to enter the game as a pinch runner last night, but maybe a little too early. He tried to come out and run for Schwarber and then had to head back to the dugout where he was razzed by his teammates. He's had a good spring.
Had a good spring. He's had a good minor league career, having better than 300.
Foul tip, strike one. Gets away. Jay will score 2-0. A bases loaded walk and a wild pitch, helping the Cubs get their 2 runs.
Yeah, a couple of knocks to get the inning started. Then command issues for a sip. Issued a couple of walks. Giles uncorks the wild pitch because that's what wild pitches are. They're uncorked. You never just throw one.
Champagne bottles and wild pitches, the only 2 things in our game that are uncorked. And hopefully most bats. Two and two the count. Up the middle and through for a base hit. 2 runs will score. Throw goes to second. Young is safe. It's 4-0.
Chesney Young certainly has the ability to put the bat on the ball. Solid single right back through the middle of the diamond. Good read as he gets into second base with that throw coming home. The youngster Fisher a little overzealous, launching that ball home where there was going to be no play. That allows Young to get into scoring position.
Ball 1-2. Yasiel Balaguer now playing first. Came on as a pinch runner for Jason Hayward in the 4th. Got some pop. 19 home runs last year. One and two.
Balaguer, 24 years of age. He's from Havana, Cuba.
Called strike 3. But the Cubs get on the board first. They put up a 4 spot. on CSN Chicago is presented by Canals Auto Park. A lot of Cub fans in the ballpark for this 2-game series here in Houston. Astros an 8-6 winner last night. Cubs lead 4-zip today. Hendricks through 4 innings has allowed 3 base runners, 2 singles and a walk. That's it.
We'll award the series win to whichever team wins in run differential. The Cubs win this game, and they can take home the trophy for this final week of spring training.
That's Young, the shortstop. Joe Madden, speaking to reporters before the game, said he's not concerned about Hector Rondon. And he said the main reason is he's healthy. He's been hitting 96 on the gun. Hector struggled last night.
That command wasn't good. Didn't mix in that many sliders either.
Gonzalez grounds to Young. It will be interesting to see how Koji Uehara fits in. I think we'll see him not necessarily in a strict matchup role, but Joe likes him against lefties even though he's right-handed because of his splitter. Marisnik. And a very quick 1-2-3 for Hendricks. After 5, it's 4-0 Cubs.
on the road. Guided tours of legendary Wrigley Field are available. Tours may include visits to the press box, clubhouses, dugouts, as well as a chance to actually step on the field. This must-see Chicago attraction houses over 100 years of history. Book your tour at Cubs.com/tours today.
JD, who is that guy? We've seen him a lot.
Frito Bandito. I don't know that gentleman's name. He's a huge Astro fan. And he's got one fine mustache there. You can hang your laundry on that.
Bumbles bounce. Nothing. Michael Phillies.
Young, hard-throwing right-hander. A spot in the Astros bullpen. And some project him as a starter at some point in the future. Whether that's this year or beyond remains to be seen. But he's got good stuff. Mid-90s heater. Slider and a changeup.
David Rollins in the Cubs bullpen. Got him on a slider. Montero started the 4-run rally in the 5th with a leadoff single off the lefty, Tony Sipp.
Phillies from the Dominican Republic. Astros signed him way back in 2010. In their organization for a number of years. He played in the All-Star Futures game in 2014. Made his debut May of 2015.
Two outs. Brignac made the play from short. Two hits and a great catch.
Yeah, man of the match. He and Kyle Hendricks. Errorless ball for both clubs here today. Spectacular play by Jay. Bregman made one at third base for the Astros. Off the left-handed bat, this ball's got a little slice spin, so it's kind of moving in his direction. He became the only real option in a beautiful play.
One, two, called strike three. Cubs go in order in the 6th. They lead this game 4-0.
New premier experience at Wrigley Field with seats featuring prime views and access to an exclusive club. This experience will allow fans to enjoy Cubs baseball in a whole new way. Visit CubsPremier.com to join the Premier Client Priority List.
The Cubs lead 4-0. Here's left-hander David Rollins.
Last season in the minor leagues, 5-0 with a 3.77 ERA. Claimed off waivers 5 separate times this past offseason. Cubs claimed him, lost him, reclaimed him. He was at Tacoma for most of last year.
1-0 on Aoki. That's Taylor Davis now catching. John Rademacher is in left, Matt Caesar's in center, and Charcer Burke's in right.
Rollins spent a little time with the big club in Seattle last year. Originally drafted by Toronto, 24th round, 2011.
So Aoki gets clipped. Another Rollins, Jimmy, has been told by the Giants he will not make their club out of spring training. Rollins is 38 years old. And he really wanted to make the Giants ball club. He's from the Bay Area, and it does make you wonder what's next.
Might take it to the house.
Hit just 119 this spring. Ricky Nolasco will be the Angels' opening day starter. Foul tip. Blake Trinan has been anointed the Nationals' closer to start the year. They needed a new one after Mark Melancon signed with the Giants. Three and one. John Gray will be the Rockies' opening day starter in Milwaukee. Tyler Anderson will follow him. They're both first-round picks. Gray went the pick behind Chris Bryant. Speaking of the Brewers, former Cub Matt Garza will start the year on the 10-day DL with a strained right groin.
It's not worked out real well for Matt in Milwaukee.
That one shot into center. So the Astros have it cooking here in the 6th. 2 on, no outs.
Steven Matz, the young left-hander for the Mets, is going to start the year on the DL. Zach Wheeler has earned a spot in their rotation. He was the kid, the former top pick, high prospect they got from the Giants in the Carlos Beltran deal a few years ago, and he hasn't pitched in a couple of years. Tommy John surgery. Good changeup. Seems like the same cast of characters, doesn't it, in the National League when you contemplate postseason possibilities.
Yeah.
You know, Mets, Nationals, Cubs, Giants, Dodgers, Cardinals, and Pirates probably make some noise. If you're looking for a breakthrough team, I don't know, maybe the Diamondbacks, if that pitching gets right. Maybe the Marlins, if that rotation outperforms expectations. They got a good core there, good lineup, I think, in Miami.
Sleeper team in the NL. I mean, the Rockies because of their offense, but yeah, I would say you hit on the teams I might mention. Brignac used to be strictly a left-handed hitter. This is the first year he has switch hit. I find that really interesting.
Yeah.
Started hitting from the right side back in November. Here comes the throw by Rademacher, and the Astros are on the board. So Brignac's work from the right side pays off, and an RBI single to make it 4-1.
Not the prettiest swing, but it got the job done. The Astros push through here with nobody out in the bottom of the sixth. Yeah, that is a real oddity. Just beats that one into the ground.
It's usually the opposite. A guy will switch hit, and then he's really bad from one side and maybe
decide to
give it up.
But he didn't do it as a kid or anything coming up.
I don't know that. Let's see. So he used to switch hit when he was younger, off and on, according to the MLB.com story from earlier this spring. Yeah, I thought that was odd because he's listed everywhere as a left-handed batter, and he was in the right-handed batter's box. I'm thinking everybody can't be wrong, but all right, so under the category, and I don't have the whole list, so I'm not an expert on all 30 opening day starters. But I would say this on the list of, however you'd like to phrase it, most unlikely, most intriguing opening day starters, 2 reside within the Cubs division.
Junior Guerra?
Junior Guerra of the Brewers will take the ball opening day, and former Cub Scott Feldman for the Reds. There's the first out as J.D. Davis strikes out.
And not to cast aspersions on those fine gentlemen, but it's 2 clubs with, not expected to do a whole lot of damage, and they're kind of in rebuild mode. The Reds have real serious injury issues. Homer Bailey's still down. Anthony DeSclafani, who probably would have been the opening day guy, down.
Tyler White takes a strike. It's Pierce Johnson working with Lester Strode.
Was it Willie Peralta that was the opening day starter for Milwaukee last year?
He was. Well, when Carlos Martinez throws the first pitch Sunday night, he'll be the first guy not named Adam Wainwright. to start on opening day for the Cardinals in the last 5 years. Wainwright will pitch game 2.
Is that a 3-0 changeup right there?
I think it was 2-1.
Okay.
Not positive.
Yuli Gurriel out on deck for the Astros. One hopper to short would work.
Cubs lead 4-1. Nice effort by Kyle Hendricks today. 5 scoreless. Rollins, the first reliever. Swing and a miss. 2 gone. That game I mentioned will be right here on CSN Plus on Tuesday night. Adam Wainwright for the Cardinals, Jake Arrieta for the Cubs. Joe Madden will make a change. Probably Pierce Johnson, who was loosening. 4-1 Cubs, 6th inning.
On a piece of Cubs history, as part of the Cubs' ongoing effort to restore and modernize Wrigley Field, several sections of seats have been or will be removed. These seats are now available to purchase in sets of 2. Visit Cubs.com/seat sale for more information.
Here's Johnson. Works with 2 outs, 2 on, a run in. Facing Yuli Gurriel. His first plate appearance today. And a breaking ball, strike called. In the left, base hit. Nice play by Rademacher to flag it down, but the Astros will get their second run of the inning. Now a 4-2 ball game.
Gurriel, a veteran from Cuba, taking over everyday first base duties for the Astros this year. Good looking hitter. Really coils. You know, he's got his back turned completely to the pitcher there. Pretty simple approach. He's kind of already preloaded. Just step and swing.
Still first and second. Gaddis takes low for a ball. This is game 36 of spring training for the Cubs. The next 162 will count, and hopefully a few beyond that. Astros get their first 2 runs on 3 hits. Now 4-2 Cubs after 6. Great to have you with us today, starting your weekend early with Cubs baseball. 4-2 advantage, 7th inning. Wilson Contreras against Will Harris.
9th appearance of the spring for Harris. ERA touch under 5. And a significant part of the Astros bullpen the last couple of years. Also has big league time with the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. .66 appearances last year with a .225 ERA. The year before he worked 68 times for the Astros and pitched to a 1.90 earned run average. Kind of a Mark Melancon mix, cut fastball and curveball.
That is Orbit.
Come on, Orbit. Tighten it up.
It's a little obscene.
We were talking earlier about the early days of the Astros when they were the Colt 45s. And they used to actually outfit the players when they would go on road trips. They would wear like cowboy hats and vests and stuff. I mean, that wasn't a theme trip. That was what they did.
That was what they wore.
Yeah.
Joe Madden would love that. David Bodie will run for Contreras.
I don't know if fans can hear the PA bleeding over. That's one of the differences between spring training and the regular season. They just made an announcement that Kyle Hendricks is available in the Cubs clubhouse. So sometimes the writers will go down during the game and get comments from the starting pitcher after he leaves the game. It's not part of the program in the regular season.
One and two. Into left and down. It's a fair ball. Tommy LaStella with a solid base hit. 2 on, nobody out for the Cubs in the 7th.
Good plate appearances for LaStella. Worked a walk last time. This time waits, let that ball get deep and then shoots it the other way. They were well positioned. Aoki was shading him towards the line and left, but still found some empty real estate out there.
Into right for Matt Caesar. Bodie around third. He's going to score. 5-2.
Caesar using the opposite field to drive one home.
Switch hitting Ian Happ takes a strike. Oh. Second time Happ has hit Gaddis on the backswing. But Gaddis doesn't seem to mind. He hasn't really reacted.
Tougher than a $2 steak. Sandlot slugger.
Bouncer to second. White to Brignac. Relay late. RBI fielder's choice for Happ. 6-2 as LaStella is in.
So the Cubs reclaim their 4-run lead. Another RBI for Happ. He's had a bunch of them this spring. I believe he was tied for the spring training lead in that department.
There goes Happ. Here's the throw to second, and White got there late. Happ will end up at third. Stolen base and an error on Gaddis, even though it wasn't really his fault.
I don't know if there was some confusion on the infield as to who was going to cover the bag there. Ultimately, it was White who tried to get there in time.
Thought about it. He went halfway down the line.
Tough read for a base runner when the ball's in the dirt. You know, you're anticipating maybe the ball's going to get away. When it's chest high, not so much.
Infield in, fouled off by Young. Cubs have their 4-run lead back after the Astros scored 2 in the 6th. Here's the pitch. Not deep. Marisnik with the catch, and Happ's going to hold. Probably the right choice. Although, under my earlier spring idea, that would be an automatic send in spring training.
When the catch becomes a second out, you gamble and hope for a good outcome. An errant throw, a little mishandle by the catcher.
Balagert went. On the outside from Harris. 0-2. Harris, born here in Houston, 6'4", 250, and his 1-2 offering. Catches Balagert. Strike 3, inning over. Stretch time. It's the Cubs 6 and the Astros 2. Regular season baseball as the Cubs are in St. Louis to face the Cardinals. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Cubs pregame live. First pitch right around 7:15, presented by Fields Auto Group, or live stream on the NBC Sports app. It will be odd to see Dexter Fowler in a Cardinal uniform, but it's the way of the world as he signed a 5-year free agent contract to join the Cubs' top rival. Cubs adding to their lead. Stella and Caesar with the 2 hits in the 7th inning. And using all fields. Good to see.
Yeah, you see that a lot from Tommy La Stella, clearly trying to shoot the ball the other way. Not sure if that was exactly Caesar's plan. You see he pulls the hands, keeps the hands in.
New pitcher is Ryan McNeil.
Talk a lot about hitters, talk about staying through the zone. And that's the advantage of that longer path through the strike zone. You can be beat, you can be a little bit behind a fastball and still line it the other way. Guys who are quickly in and out of the strike zone generally don't have that kind of success. The numbers for McNeil as a minor leaguer last year, 1-on-1 with a .233.
Third rounder 2012. He's 23 years old. Swing and a miss by Gonzalez. Tommy John surgery 2013. So he did not pitch that season. And has worked mostly out of the bullpen so far in his minor league career. Close, didn't get the call from Chris Siegel. And he got him swinging. One away, now Marisnik. McNeil had to sign a letter of intent with Long Beach State before he signed with the Cubs.
Got a brother, Jeff. Second baseman, played in the Mets organization last year. Who played at Long Beach State.
One and one.
The Rumble Ponies? You ever heard that before? Binghamton, the AA team for the Mets, the Rumble Ponies? I thought they were just the Binghamton Mets. Apparently they're now the Rumble Ponies.
I had not heard that. Two balls, two strikes.
We got Rumble Ponies. Screaming Yellow Parakeets can't be far behind.
That is your expansion
This is my
team.
fantasy, yeah.
Good catcher always knows when to head out and just kind of pat that pitcher on the back. As Taylor Davis just did. There's Brad Peacock.
So you and me, big fella, just throw to the glove. Presents a good target.
As you might say, good try. Just couldn't get him to go after it. So one out base runner, and it'll bring up Aoki.
Taylor Davis, who's doing the catching now, he's got a little bit of a connection here with the Astros. He was telling me earlier today that his godfather is Billy Dorn, who was an outstanding second baseman here for a number of years.
Oh and 1. Somebody tweeted, and I want to give credit where credit is due. I'm going to say Mark Gonzalez, but I will double check. Gallagher can't make the play, and Marisnick will head to third. That'll be an error on Gallagher.
Gallagher opting to play this ball on the backhand, trying to position himself to maybe start a double play. It comes up empty.
Sanspo.com reporting, and Mark Gonzalez tweeted that Munenori Kawasaki, I guess, is returning to Japan to play for SoftBank. So if true, we wish Mooney the best. Fisher takes low. Cubs at double play depth in the middle. Combo is Happ at second, Young at short, and they've played together a lot this spring. Dylan Floro up in the bullpen.
Aoki out of the ball game. Pinch runner at first base is Ramon Laureano.
Okay. Ryan McNeil trying to get out of a jam here. Young will take it to second, throw to first, gets away from Gallagher and goes out of play. Oh, so close to getting out of the inning. Marisnick scores. It's 6-3.
Reaches on the fielder's choice. Error charge to Chesney Young. Slings it across the diamond, and Gallagher not able to make the pick for him. Pretty play otherwise.
So I think Fisher will get an RBI, right? Because there was an error at first, but
yeah, you can't assume the double play. The error allowed him to go to second.
Right. So he will get a run knocked in. I think that is one rule that should change. There are times when
should be able to assume a double play.
Absolutely should. So Brignac, who singled home a run batting right-handed as he tries to become a switch hitter, now back from the side he's most used to, left-handed. 2 strikes. And the pitch.
A fine-looking offering. Must have been deemed a little high. Gordon Beckham has agreed to a minor league deal with the Mariners. He was in camp with the Giants earlier, got released.
This time he got it. Astros get 1. Cubs still lead by 3 late. Brandon Saad and the playoff-bound Blue Jackets to the UC. Coverage begins at 7 with Chevy Blackhawks pregame live. Or you can stream live on the NBC Sports app. Eddie Olczyk sent us a note. He's watching us today.
Enzo working tonight?
I assume he's working tonight. He's always working.
He's always working somewhere.
It's just a matter of what game. Brad Peacock is on for the Astros. 8th inning, Cubs have the lead 6-3.
Spring numbers on Peacock. 0-2 with a 3.93 earned run average. Laureano stays in and right. Marisnik moves to center. Fisher to left.
Bijan Rademacher. I also want to thank Mick Gillespie. Teamed with Mick throughout the spring on the Cubs webcasts. Mick's here in Houston wrapping up his spring training, and then we'll head back to Tennessee. The longtime voice of the Cubs AA affiliate, the Smokies, did a great job once again. Two and one to count.
Did you do much minor league ball?
No.
No?
Almost none.
You're like Dave Winfield. Just went right to the show.
Well, you know who I worked with very briefly on some free weekends in the summer of, I think, 97, 98? Brett Dolan.
Mm-hmm. Former Astro radio man.
Who at the time was working in Beloit, Wisconsin.
Brett did iCubs for a while too, didn't he?
He did. Swing and a miss, strike three.
Look at Peacock strutting around out there all proud. Good breaker. Need to come up with our all-bird pitching staff.
All bird.
All bird. Well, Robin Roberts.
Yeah. Is it just pitchers?
Well, we could go
Robin Yount, Robin Ventura.
We could go bird team, bird staff, bird rotation.
Frank Wren would be the GM.
Good call. I like that.
John Jay.
John Jay. Little Chicken Stanley play the infield.
Oh, yeah.
Jay Hook. Paul Bird. The Kelsey Grammer lookalike.
That was staring us
Yeah.
right in the face, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hawk Harrelson.
Hawk.
Marlon Bird. See, Marlon could play on the all bird or all fish team.
He is versatile. He was versatile.
The owner would be Jim Crane, who just stopped by our booth.
How did we miss that? We were just talking to him.
Ball 4 to Davis.
Put Ed Kranepool out there and play a little first base.
Big hand for Charcer Burks, the Houston native. Struck out last night, but he still got a standing O from a pretty large contingent.
Ducky Medwick.
There's a Parrot, a pitcher.
Yep. Yeah, there was a Jeff Parrott.
Yep.
See Charcer Burks fan club.
Former Cub Dan Herron would be in the rotation.
I like that. Good call.
Goose Gossage.
Oh, yeah.
Would be the closer.
We're putting together a pretty good team.
We are. Bill Swift. Swift is a bird.
Rick Wise was known as the Owl Man.
Okay. Every ball hit would be foul. got him. So Burks strikes out. And it's Bodie. The Penguin would play third.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks to Kelly for sending that one in.
By the Penguin, we mean Ron Say, not Burgess Meredith.
Right. That ball caught by Laureano, and Jeff Tweedy from Wilco would sing the 7th inning stretch. Nice job, Twitter.
Nice job bringing Brad Peacock into the game.
Yeah, Starling Marte. 6-3 Cubs in the 8th. For parents of new Cubs to showcase what it means to be a Cub for life. Receive a photo from a custom birth announcement on the Wrigley Field marquee, Cubs birth certificate, baby stocking cap, and unique Cubs onesie. Visit Cubs.com/kids for more information. Having some fun on the final day of spring training from Houston. A Cub for life. Dylan Floro now pitching here in the 8th inning.
Floro had 12 appearances with Tampa last year. Spent the bulk of the year with their AAA club in Durham.
J.D. Davis.
Floro, 26 years of age, 13th round pick of the Rays 2012. Pitched contact guy, good control, doesn't walk many.
And we'll do it again.
Floro, coming up through the Rays organization, had primarily been a starting pitcher. Everything last year was out of the bullpen.
Dillon holds that glove right in front of his face as he gets the sign. Boy, right down the middle. He blew it past him. Of all the ways to strike a guy out, that's got to be the most satisfying, right? Throw right down the middle.
Just beat him.
Just beat him. Don't trick him or anything. Or am I overthinking? Is it just good to get guys out?
Well, yeah, I think it depends on the individual, but most pitchers probably don't discriminate a whole lot about what kind of strikeout they like the most. But I get your point, just to be able to have that ability.
Estella, and he got him on the tag. Ballagert helping out his third baseman.
Work on both ends. If Listella lets that bounce one more time, probably doesn't have a play, and Ballagert able to take that throw and apply the tag.
Here is Garrett Stubbs, who made an unbelievable defensive play to end the game last night. Catching, that will be foul. He caught a ball near third base. And according to MLB.com, that's a StatCast record for most ground covered by a catcher. He went 85 feet to catch a pop-up.
Yeah,
because of the shift.
Yeah, the presence of mind to react as quickly as he did. Infield was shifted the other way.
Floro to Ballagert. Nicely done in the 8th by Dylan Floro. 6-3 Cubs as we head to the 9th. And crew headed by John Walsh, Skip Ellison, Tamara Anderson. Good to have you with us. Final inning of the spring.
This is young Trent Thornton into the ballgame for the Astros. 23-year-old right-hander. He pitched collegiately at North Carolina. Just a First couple of years of professional seasoning. 5th round pick in 2015. Next year pitched at Class A Lancaster in the Cal League, and then 7 starts at AA Corpus Christi.
La Stella takes a strike.
Announced attendance 15,420.
Into center, and it'll be caught by Marisnik. He's not playing deep.
So tomorrow is an off day, and it's
mandated.
Yeah, we refer to it as a mandatory off day. It's kind of almost like an oxymoron. You know, usually you talk about a mandatory workout, but this is a part of the agreement between the Players Association and the clubs the day before the opener is got to be an off day.
Yep.
Now, I think the pitcher needed to get a little work in, a little bullpen session. Be able to make that happen.
I would guess. Caesar fans. That's the second out.
Thornton appears to have pretty good stuff. He's got a little funk in his delivery. A lot of arm action. Pops that glove way down low, then brings it up high.
1-0 on Happ. Sad news. Ruben Amaro Sr., former Major League infielder, and had some ties to the Cubs organization, has passed away as Happ just shattered his bat on a foul ball. Amaro was 81. He came over to be the Cubs' third base coach a year after Dallas Green took over the baseball operations in the early 80s. And we know Son well, Ruben Amaro Jr. So our condolences to the Amaro family.
Junior, the former Philly GM, he's a base coach now with the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Correct?
Ground ball to first. And it goes 3-1, and we go to the bottom of the ninth. It's the Cubs 6 and the Astros 3. The spring training schedule with a win here in Houston. And what's ahead? Well, the first couple of weeks of the season look like this. Off days Monday, Thursday, and then a week from Tuesday. Cubs will open Sunday night on ESPN, and then we'll have the game Tuesday on CSN Plus. Lester and Martinez Sunday, Arrieta, Wainwright on Tuesday.
Here comes Felix Pena. Try to finish things off here in the home ninth. 6 appearances this spring and a 3.18 ERA. Pena made his major league debut last year. He appeared 11 times for the Cubs. Actually made his AAA debut last year as well. That's where he spent the lion's share of the season. 36 appearances there with a 3.41 ERA. Been in the organization a good while. Signed back in 2010. Got a quality baby in the house. Going for a little hair grab. Don't let them latch on, man.
Gaddis 0 for 3. Outside corner. 0-1. Felix has a World Series ring coming his way. 11 appearances for the Champs last year.
Got a good arm. 93, 94, 95 with the fastball. Pretty much fastball slider for Pena.
Called strike 3.
Dandy.
One down, 2 to go. Now Gonzalez.
Have to assume he's a highly motivated pitcher. He's been in the organization a number of years. Got a little taste of it last season at the big league level. Probably feels like it's his time. We see him at some point along the way in Chicago this year. Dylan Floro too. He had a little big league time with Tampa last year, as we mentioned. Has good command. Looks like he'd be a pretty reliable guy. There's always one relief pitcher every year that's on that shuttle from AAA to the big leagues. Brian Schlitter comes to mind. He had that job for a while.
One and 2 to Gonzalez. Two down.
Impressive. Well, cheese at the knees from Pena. Davis doing a nice job presenting that pitch to the umpire too. The last thing you want to do is see a catcher pancake that ball. Sometimes with that ball down, you see a catcher kind of push and not buy that strike for his pitcher.
High fly ball right field. This should do it. It's Charcerbergs. Cubs win. Cubs win 6-3 the final. And it is go time.
Yeah, playtime is over. It's time to get serious to get on with the championship season. Successful preseason for the Cubs. Healthy. Everybody got their work in. Now let's go play.
So high fives all around for JD and our entire CSN crew here in Houston. I'm Len Casper saying so long, and make sure you join us this coming Tuesday, Game 2 of the regular season, 6:30 for our pregame 7:15 first pitch on CSN+. Thanks again for watching. Cubs 6, Astros 3. You've been watching Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago.